Hey, hello everybody. So, for tonight's show, reeling off of yesterday's show, yesterday evening show, which I adore, and we have, just real quick, tomorrow Elen Udi, who's going to join us, who is like boundless in terms of like exciting information about the industry. I'm going to have to hold back a little bit because we worked together on 2 movies and 1 play, as I mentioned. So I don't want to like dump a bunch of us onto her. I want to find out kind of her stuff. She's like a cult goddess and like been in all these movies and stage, and now she's a cabaret artist. So we'll get into that on Wednesday. I have someone lined up for Friday, and I also have a mega cult goddess lined up for next week. And I don't want to jinx it because she's out of the country. But oh my God, you guys. Anyway, I'll leave that there. So I made some notes. This is totally unscripted, of course, as we have discussed ad nauseum, and it is live. I don't look these things over. I just pop them straight into YouTube, upload, and what you see is what you get. If the dog walks in, if my husband walks in, if my son walks in, that's part of the show. Bingo. So instead of doing this sort of like housekeeping about where we're at with the show and my book, which is on one delayed release date, I've set it a tentative about the 25th, 26th, because I'm still wrapping us up with customer support with the site that I'm working with, which is like, anyway, whatever. It'll be done soon, and I'll keep you posted on YouTube. So again, I was thinking, well, like let's kind of, recap like where we're at and get kind of like refocused and sort of like assemble the interviews. Excuse me. And just sort of see the direction we're going in with things and sort of, keep on track, which we are. I just want to sort of clarify that, this is not like some random Deshaun show. This has a point. These were the Robin Hood Diaries. This is how it started. No Holds Barred TV is called No Holds Barred. Obviously, I don't know what it's called. But anyway, there's a point to it. There's a reason behind it. And I just don't want to be too far afield from my original intent. So, well, let's recap all that some other time, because I thought we would just get juicy and interesting. And I will tell you all about Shooting for Keeps with Molly Ringwald in 1980s, late 87, mid 87. I was married in August. Yeah, like this, like between mid and late 87. I was married in August. I did it after that, and then I met Tim in January of '88. My partner that passed away when we were both about 20 years of age. So that was before. So somewhere in that mix, who cares? Like, what am I doing? Like, what do you care? How close it was to my marriage? But that's how I bookmark time. Like, because of some things that you'll learn in my book about me and why I do and act some of the ways and things that I do, or in the reverse. Anyway, whatever. Let's skip that. So I did this movie called For Keeps, and it was the last film that I did. Last film I ever did. It was if you look at IMDb or my resume or whatever, it'll say For Keeps. That's where basically it ends. 1988. Boom! Crashing halt, screeching halt to everything. But this was the last one. I was very excited to get it. I knew Molly Ringwald was going to be in it, or had heard on the callbacks. I don't know, or after the callbacks, maybe the casting director, Carol, whatever. Now I'm stuck on that woman's name. Stop it. Okay, you know how you get where it's on the tip of your tongue, you get distracted. So anyway, the interview, oh my God, I forgot. Okay, so the interview, first of all, I was like obsessed with being tan. So I'm like, this is how I look all the time, like tan and like just a tan. I don't know what the thing was tan was. And so I remember going in on this callbacks being like fully ass tan with the shirt hanging open and whatever. And we're all being like really sort of like clever and whatever. And so I guess like John Alvinson, who was the director, Oscar winning for, what's that one? They're running on the beach. Anyway, whatever. Who cares again? So they see the chemistry between all of us in this callback, and it was a lot of the folks that went on to do the film with me. I forget my girlfriend in the movie's name. She starred in a series called Head of the Class with Howard Hessman. Sharon Brown was in it. She took over for Jennifer Holliday in Dreamgirls. Renee Estevez was in it, who was a friend of mine from much before that, who was Charlie Sheen's daughter, Emilio Estevez's sister, who was an actress. I don't think she's still an actress, maybe, I don't know, but she was in on it. Oh my God. Anyway, Randall Batinkoff, who's, obviously had the part, like, I guess I wanted, starred in the film. Oh my God, every 5 seconds it was his acting coach. I mean, I love you, Randall, but dude, like the acting coach stuff, like what was up with that? Okay, every 5 minutes, like every 5 seconds, he was with his acting coach. Let's just leave that there. It was just not like, because that's off on a number of levels. So we get there, and so we're there. Okay, right. So it shoots in Winnipeg, Manitoba, because it was supposed to take place in Wisconsin. So obviously they want, like, knee deep in snow. Thank God. I mean, well, yay for me, Southern California. So they ship us all off to Winnipeg. There was some like stage work done, on sound studios here at Zoetrope. What did it? Anyway, it was on the soundstage that they did Star Trek on, actually, the TV series. It's a Zoetrope. It's a studio in Hollywood. It's gone through so many names. But aside from that, Conchata Ferrell, I did a scene with her. So they ship us off to Winnipeg, and first of all, half the cast luggage gets lost, and we're there. It is freezing cold. I mean, Winnipeg is like hockey land or something, so it's, I don't know, I guess whatever. It was freezing. So we get there, the luggage is lost. Molly Ringwald is, of course, in the mix. The whole time we had shot in Hollywood in this apartment that she and Randall got, and we're giving them like baby shower gifts because teen pregnancy and so forth. So we get there, freezing. One of the actresses I had worked on with years before and knew my family. We had done Tough Love together. Anyway, so I mean, I don't know, this whirlwind of being in Winnipeg, and the second night I don't know Winnipeg. This is like bum Egypt to me. And so suddenly everyone's going to a casino in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Okay, whatever. It was near the hotel, and there was, some imbibing going on, shall we say. So then we're stuck in a casino. Molly Ringwald was not with me at the casino. Okay, we were around Winnipeg and so forth, but she did not come to the casino that night. So I want to make that clear. Renee and I did. A few of the others. John Zarkin co-starred in this film as well. John Zarkin, I have some stories about, which are kind of, shall we say, I don't know, Robin Hoodie. We shared the same manager in Hollywood. Some stories around that manager between John and I. And I don't think he even realizes that he told me some things on an interview once I will share with you later. Whoa, that's a whole nother story. But anyway. Oh, and I'm acting with Pauly Shore, who I actually had seen since, and we sort of like, sort of reminisced or whatever about our time on For Keeps. So he was in it. Pauly Shore, again, we were just kind of motley crew of kind of Wisconsin friends of all varieties. Pauly Shore, there's a hysterical scene in the film where we are in Winnipeg and she is getting married and they can't understand the justice of the peace, and we keep getting our lines wrong, and Pauly keeps tripping up on this one line, tripping up, and finally John Albacete says, he yells at him, he's like, Pauly, this is not Shakespeare. Oh my God, so embarrassing, like dead silence on the set. Anyway, we had lots of fun on that set. There were a few scenes where I was hungover from the day before. Maybe I'll make this a 2-show thing. Why don't we do the second half of For Keeps that we shot in Winnipeg, because there's so much more. During the shooting, oh my God, in the hotel, why was Sean hungover in the marriage scene? There's just not enough. Why don't we pick this up tomorrow? Oh no, tomorrow's an interview again. Alain Udy, 10 Pacific Standard Time. Be with me. I'll shoot you some shorts and stuff in the meantime. Take care. Thank you for being with me. I love you as always. Bye.